If you've ever wondered why your life feels like a long walk through solitude, no friends who truly understand you, no romantic partner who connects to your soul, and even relatives who seem distant, this message is for you. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are being set apart. God does not call the chosen to blend in, He calls them to stand out. And standing out always comes with separation. This loneliness you feel is not a punishment, it's preparation. You are being trained in silence so your light can speak louder than your words ever could. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications, because messages like this are not coincidences, they are divine confirmations. And if this reaches you at the exact moment you needed it most, type 1111 in the comment section as a sign that divine alignment is at work in your life right now. Let's uncover the 9 powerful reasons why chosen ones often walk this world alone. 1. You are spiritually ahead of your environment. Most chosen ones live in environments that cannot match their spiritual frequency. You see and feel things others are blind to, because you've awakened to dimensions they haven't even begun to sense. You don't just observe life, you perceive it through layers unseen. While the world celebrates superficial pleasures, you crave higher truth, and that alone sets you apart. When you speak, your words don't just inform, they transform. They pierce illusions, expose hypocrisy, and remind people of their sleeping potential. But this same light that liberates also unsettles. Your presence becomes a mirror reflecting what others refuse to confront within themselves. It's not that they dislike you, they dislike the discomfort of being seen. Every time you choose growth over gossip, purpose over pleasure, authenticity over approval, you create an energetic divide. The air becomes thinner at higher altitudes, and few can breathe where you're going. Understand that your separation is not punishment. It's a sign of elevation. You've evolved beyond conversations that drain your spirit, beyond crowds that celebrate mediocrity, beyond validation that comes from conformity. You were never meant to fit into the noise, you were chosen to hear the divine in silence. The loneliness you feel is not absence. It's the echo of your destiny calling from the mountaintop. 2. Your energy exposes hidden darkness. You don't have to say a word. Your energy speaks volumes. The vibration of your spirit carries light strong enough to disturb any hidden shadow nearby. When people act strangely around you or begin to withdraw without reason, it's rarely about what you did, it's about what you revealed within them. Your energy unmasks pretense. The light in you exposes the darkness in others, not to shame them, but to awaken them. Yet not everyone wants to wake up. Many prefer the comfort of illusion over the responsibility of awareness. That's why your presence can trigger anxiety, jealousy, or avoidance. They feel something sacred around you, something they can't define but can't deny. You are not placed in those environments to blend in but to illuminate. You are the candle in a dim room, the mirror through which hidden motives become visible. Sometimes people may label you too intense, too deep, or too sensitive, but that's only because your frequency reveals what theirs conceals. Remember, light doesn't apologize for shining. God uses your aura as a spiritual truth detector. Every time you walk into a room, masks fall off, and souls are silently confronted by the reflection of their own condition. You are not misunderstood, you are divinely disruptive. And that disruption is necessary for transformation. Stay radiant, even if your brightness makes others retreat. You were sent to reveal, not to please. 3. You are under divine protection. Many times God isolates you not because you're unworthy, but because He is shielding you from unseen harm. You may think people are rejecting you, but in truth, heaven is redirecting you toward peace, purpose, and preservation. Every person who left your life was part of a spiritual rerouting. Some carried energy that would have entangled your destiny, poisoned your faith, or delayed your growth. God heard conversations you never heard, saw intentions you never saw, and quietly intervened on your behalf. That no you cried about was a divine rescue. That breakup you couldn't understand was protection in disguise. Not everyone is meant to sit at your table, because not everyone can handle the meal prepared for your calling. Sometimes God removes those who secretly compete with you, those who only love your light but not your purpose, those who would drain your spirit just to fuel their emptiness. He is not cruel, he is careful. You are his investment, and he will not allow just anyone to handle his treasure. So the next time a friendship fades or a family tie loosens, don't curse the distance. Thank heaven for hidden deliverance. God's protection often looks like isolation, but it's actually insulation, preserving your peace, your purity, and your promise until the appointed time. What you thought was loss was really love from above. 4. You have a rare soul that few can understand. Chosen ones love deeply, think deeply, and feel deeply, and that level of depth can overwhelm those who live on the surface. Your heart operates in dimensions where most people cannot breathe. You analyze what others overlook, you care when others are careless, you sense energy before words are spoken. That's why you often find yourself misunderstood. The world interprets your compassion as weakness, your insight as overthinking, your authenticity as rebellion. But what they don't realize is that your soul was designed for depth, not for noise. You don't crave attention, you crave connection. You long for the kind of bond where silence speaks louder than words, where truth replaces small talk, where spirits recognize each other beyond titles or appearances. Yet, in a world addicted to illusions, such depth can seem intimidating. You are not too much. You are just more than most are ready for. Your emotions are not flaws, they're evidence of divine sensitivity. You read life like poetry while others treat it like headlines, and though this makes you rare, it also makes you lonely. But the right souls will understand you without explanation. They will feel at home in your depth, not threatened by it. Until then, don't dim your spirit to make others comfortable. Your intensity is sacred, it's the signature of a soul crafted for divine purpose. 5. You are in a season of isolation for transformation. Before God elevates someone, he isolates them. It is a sacred pattern woven through every divine story. Moses was isolated in the wilderness to learn humility before leading a nation. Joseph was isolated in the pit and the prison before becoming ruler of Egypt. David was left tending sheep in solitude before he ever stood before Goliath. And Jesus himself spent 40 days in the desert before he began his ministry. So when you find yourself surrounded by silence, don't mistake it for abandonment. It is preparation. Isolation is not God's rejection, it's his invitation to intimacy. When he separates you from distractions, he is sharpening your discernment. When he closes certain doors, he is teaching you how to knock on heavens instead. The loneliness you feel is the cocoon of transformation. It's where the old version of you dies and the new one begins to breathe. In this quiet season, God is teaching you how to stand alone, how to hear his voice clearly, and how to become unshakable in your identity. You are not meant to depend on the noise of validation, but on the whisper of divine direction. This period will test you, refine you, and strengthen you, but it will also reveal who you truly are without applause. Remember, diamonds form in darkness, and prophets are trained in deserts. Your isolation is holy ground, a sacred classroom where God turns your weakness into wisdom and your pain into power. When he finally releases you back into the world, you won't need people to complete you, only to complement the greatness that has already been built in secret. 6. You carry a heavy calling that few can relate to. Most people are comfortable living predictable, ordinary lives. But chosen ones are born carrying assignments so extraordinary that they often feel the weight of their destiny long before it's visible. That's why your journey feels harder, lonelier, and heavier than others. You were designed to build something divine, to carry a message, a purpose, or a responsibility that others cannot understand, because it was never given to them. You dream in dimensions others can't see. You see possibilities in places others call impossible. This calling can feel like both a blessing and a burden. You want to explain your vision, but words never seem enough. You want people to believe in you, but their faith cannot sustain a mission that wasn't theirs to begin with. So you walk alone, misunderstood yet chosen. You battle unseen warfare because your light attracts both admiration and attack. The enemy doesn't waste energy on the ordinary, only on those carrying divine potential. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour has been part of your preparation. God is conditioning your spirit for the magnitude of your assignment. He is teaching you how to lead without applause, how to walk by faith when there's no evidence, how to trust divine timing when the clock seems cruel. Your calling requires strength, and strength is forged in struggle. Remember, the crown you're destined to wear demands the cross you're willing to carry. You are not behind schedule, you're simply in training for the throne God built with your name on it. 7. You've outgrown your past connections. Sometimes God doesn't remove people because they're bad. He removes them because you've outgrown the version of yourself that attracted them. Every new level of consciousness requires a shedding of old skins, old habits, and old crowds. When your frequency shifts, the energy around you must realign. That's why certain friends suddenly fade, relationships crumble, and family ties feel strained. It's not betrayal, it's divine pruning. You cannot reach your promised future while clinging to your past identity. The people who once fit your story may no longer fit your spirit. When God begins to enlarge your vision, He simultaneously narrows your circle. It's not because He wants you to be lonely, but because elevation requires separation. You can't soar with eagles if you're still nesting with pigeons. Every goodbye that hurt you was actually God's way of making space for something greater. Understand this: growth offends stagnation. When you start evolving, you unconsciously challenge those who refuse to. They'll call you different, changed, or distant, not realizing those are signs of transformation, not betrayal. The path of purpose is narrow because not everyone can walk it. You must release what no longer resonates, even when it hurts, because your destiny demands a new environment. One day you'll look back and see that every disconnection was divine, every loss, a ladder to your next level. Every farewell was God saying, "You're done here, it's time to rise." 8. You are meant to learn self-sufficiency and inner strength. Chosen ones are often placed in situations where help is scarce and companionship feels distant, not because God is cruel, but because He is cultivating divine independence within them. You were never meant to rely on the world for strength. Your power was always meant to come from within, from the God who dwells inside you. That's why you've faced battles no one else understood, and why your victories often went unnoticed. You had to learn how to pray when no one was listening, how to rebuild yourself after private breakdowns, how to stay faithful when everything around you screamed hopelessness. The solitude you've endured has been sacred training for self-mastery. It has taught you that you don't need constant approval to stay powerful, that peace is not found in company but in clarity. In your quiet moments of pain, you discovered creativity, resilience, and divine wisdom that crowds could never have offered you. Every time someone walked away, you became stronger. Every time you were left out, you learned how to stand out. You are being shaped into someone unbreakable, someone who no longer panics when left alone, but prays, plans, and produces in silence. When people finally witness your success, they'll never comprehend the storms you survived to get there. God wanted it that way, because your story was never meant to glorify man's support, but His strength through your solitude. You are not abandoned, you are being anointed in isolation. 9. You are being reserved for divine connections. The reason temporary people couldn't stay is because permanent ones are being prepared. God is not punishing you with solitude, He is purifying your circle for destiny. The love you crave, the friendships you desire, the tribe your soul longs for, all exist, but they are still in the making. You are being reserved, not rejected. Every false connection that fell away was clearing space for what's real. Divine relationships require spiritual alignment, and alignment takes time. You are not meant to have many connections, only meaningful ones, the kind that sharpen your purpose, not distract it. That's why God didn't let you settle for surface-level love. He saw how easily you would have compromised your calling just to feel companionship. So, He intervened, protecting your heart from counterfeit attachments. Every delay in your love life, every friendship that didn't last, was heaven's quality control. When your soul tribe arrives, it will feel like recognition, not introduction. You'll speak the same spiritual language. There will be peace, not confusion, purpose, not performance. And when it happens, you'll finally understand why God made you walk alone for so long. Because He was teaching you to discern real from imitation. Your isolation was never loneliness, it was positioning. The emptiness was a sacred space, preparing you to receive connections that carry eternal weight. When the right ones come, your spirit will know. Not because they fill a void, but because they mirror your divine frequency. So don't curse your solitude, embrace it. The silence that breaks your heart today is the same silence that will make your purpose unshakable tomorrow. You were chosen not to fit in but to stand apart. One day, you'll thank God for every season of loneliness, because it was in those quiet moments that He turned your pain into power, your wounds into wisdom, and your isolation into illumination. This is the Chosen Seer channel. Like the video, share it with a friend and subscribe for more spiritual awakening videos. If this video got you at the time you most needed, type 1111 in the comment section. Thank you for watching.